Hi, I'm Paul Kyogan from GK Tuition, and in this video I want to talk to you about coordinate geometry of the line. Now the question I've chosen to go through here is 2016 Paper 2 Question 1. In this question we're given the coordinates A, B and C, and we're quite simply asked to find the equation of the line that goes through B and is perpendicular to AC. So it goes through B and is perpendicular to AC, okay? So you should straight away recognize that to find the equation of a line, I want to sub into this formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And in order to sub into this formula, we need two pieces of information. We need to know a point on the line, and we need to know the slope of the line. Now clearly I know that the point B is on this line. So straight away I know my x1 and I know my y1. So really the key to this question is working out what is the slope of this line. Well, I've been told the line is perpendicular to AC, so the first thing I did here was I found the slope of AC. So using my formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, I worked out that the slope of AC is minus 2/3. And if I know the slope of AC is minus 2/3, in order to get the perpendicular slope, we get the reciprocal, we flip the fraction, and we change the sign. So rather than minus 2/3, it becomes plus 3/2. So I change the sign and I flip the fraction. So my slope is 3/2 and my coordinate is the coordinate 5, 3. So once I know x1, y1 and I know my m, it's very straightforward. I can just sub into this. So I subbed in here and I got y minus 3 equals 3/2 times x minus 5. So to get rid of my fraction, the easiest thing to do is to multiply both sides by 2. So the 2 is over here now. 2 by y minus 3 equals 3 by x minus 5. And then we can just simplify it down. And the slope of the line that goes through B and is perpendicular to AC is minus 3x plus 2y equals minus 9. Now, because the question hasn't specified what form to leave it in, it doesn't matter. You could have your x's and y's on the right-hand side. You could have only the y on the left and everything on the right. It doesn't really matter as long as you group your like terms. So if I had left my answer like this, I would have lost marks because I need to group my minus 6 and my minus 15. Okay, so that's the first part of the question, and it was kind of a hint to do part B. So let's move on to that now. Okay, so for part B of this question, we're asked to use our answer to part A to find the coordinates of the orthocenter of the triangle. Okay, so now they've given us a good hint because in part A of the question, we worked out the equation of the line that goes through B and is perpendicular to AC. Now that is called an altitude. So we have worked out one of our altitudes. And in order to find the orthocenter, we need to find the point of intersection of the altitudes of the triangle. So once we have one of our altitudes, we now need to find another altitude. So there's two other altitudes that we could use. We could find the equation of the line that goes through A and is perpendicular to BC. Or we could find the equation of the line that goes through C and is perpendicular to AB. So it doesn't actually matter which one we use. In this case, what I've done is I've found the equation of the line going through C and perpendicular to AB. Now I want you to just notice what that is on the triangle, because obviously if I'm going through C, there's nowhere that's perpendicular to AB that's actually in the triangle. So you have to imagine if I continued on the line AB, to find the equation of the line that I'm finding, the altitude here, it goes through C and it's perpendicular to AB. So it's somewhere out here. So now this is just a rough sketch, but it's roughly out here somewhere. So that's where it would be perpendicular. I'm finding the equation of that line. Okay, so in order to do that, it's the exact same as part A. First of all, I found the slope of the line AB. And I worked out that the slope of the line AB was minus 5. Then I need to find the perpendicular slope, because I'm trying to find the equation of the line that's perpendicular to minus 5. So in order to do that, I get the reciprocal. Remember, minus 5, that's minus 5 over 1. So when I flip it, it becomes plus 1/5. So the equation of my line in red here, the slope of my line in red here is 1/5. So I know it goes through the point minus 3, 4, and the slope is 1/5, which means it's relatively straightforward. I work my way down. The equation of the line is minus x plus 5y equals 23. So that's my second altitude. And all I need in order to find the orthocenter is I only need two altitudes. So now one of my altitudes is this line in red, and I know this is the equation of it. One of my lines is this one in green, and I know this is the equation of it. So to find the orthocenter, I just need to find the point of intersection of these two lines, which the point of intersection of these two lines, on my diagram, it's roughly out here. So the answer in this question, the orthocenter, is actually not in the triangle, it's outside the triangle, which is fine. Now to find the point of intersection of two lines, we need to do a simultaneous equation. So if you want to pause this frame, I'm going to do my simultaneous equation from the top up here. Now as you can see, I've worked my way through the rest of this question. So part A, we worked out the altitude going through B perpendicular to AC is minus 3x plus 2y equals minus 9. To start at part B, we've worked out the altitude going through C perpendicular to AB is minus x plus 5y equals 23. The orthocenter is the point of intersection of these two lines. So it's just a straightforward simultaneous equation. So I line them up, x's under x's, y's under y's, and numbers under numbers. I've multiplied the bottom line by minus 3, which means the bottom line becomes plus 3x minus 15y equals minus 69. The reason I multiply the bottom line by minus 3 is because now I've got plus 3x minus 3x, which will cancel. Minus 15y plus 2y is minus 13y. Minus 69 minus 9 is minus 78. If I now divide both sides by minus 13, I get y is equal to 6. And then I can go back to one of my original equations, sub in y equals 6, and work out my x value. So my x value works out as x equals 7. Now the question asked you to find the coordinates, so just make sure, so my answer has to be a coordinate. The orthocenter is the coordinate 7, 6. Okay, so again, I hope this video made sense. If there's anything you're unsure of, or if you want me to clarify something, then just let me know in class or send me an email and I'll try and explain it differently.